Nanto, who is an ANC branch secretary, to give insights about the new normal under COVID-19. My colleague, Melikhaya Zagagana, will be conducting the interview.
Greetings to the viewers. Today we have got an honor of hosting one of the branch secretaries, Luchulumanco Nanto, who's also going to give us insight about the issues that have been happening under the COVID-19, which has become a new normal. Mr. Nanto, good afternoon and welcome to our studio.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Yes, we have had challenges, right, which include unemployment, online education. Give us insight and take us into confidence whether our government has been in the right track in terms of managing the situations and the challenges under the COVID-19.
When COVID happened, we had a lot of issues in South Africa. We had economical issues. We had unemployment, like you correctly outlined, which is a crisis in this country, particularly youth unemployment, right? And as a result of COVID-19, there was a global pandemic, a global epidemic, where even the global GDP shrank, right? And we were not immune to this as South Africa.
Job losses and unemployment have increased since the beginning of lockdown.
Enough planning, in the government, in terms of, since the situation is not improving.
Like I said, this was a problem we had even before, right? And there has been a number of issues, a number of initiatives to assist with unemployment. Particularly making reference to young people, there's been a number of initiatives through NYDA, which is the National Youth Development Agency. And the main way that government has been tackling unemployment, particularly with young people, would be through entrepreneurship, where young people have been pushed to entrepreneurship, and NYDA has been assisting in terms of, having access to cut through the red tape. For example, how to construct a business plan, how to go forward once you've taken all the necessary steps to start a business, as well as access to funding for a lot of people. So there's been that, there's been the YES program, which has been assisting a lot of people with actual practical work, in-service work, internship for a lot of people. So there has been a number of initiatives, but of course, more work needs to be done.
People's mental wellness have been challenged during lockdown.
Some people find a place of worship as a place to reconnect your soul. During the hard lockdown, people struggle with anxieties and depression from staying at home.
So a question of mental health, which had quite an impact in the churchgoers. What do you think the government would have done better in order to accommodate, churches?
It was necessary at some point that we were all in full lockdown, including churches. And at some point we had regulations put in place whereby we cannot be more than 50 in the venue, in the case of funerals, for example, or we cannot be more than 50% of the venue, capped at 250, also making use of outside venues as well. Those were necessary steps to ensure that COVID-19 does not infect, or a lot more citizens are not affected or infected with the virus. Had such steps not been taken, we would be where India is right now. We would be where Turkey was, or would be where the USA was.
Do you think that the government program, in terms of distributing the vaccination, is up to standard in comparing with other countries?
I don't think there's any government which was fully prepared for COVID-19. And remember, COVID-19 was a new thing, right, which was unseen before and unprepared by all states. And with that being said, there was no vaccine for COVID-19, right? That's why you had such a high number of people passing away throughout the world, because there was no cure or specific treatment you could get for COVID-19. Besides, stay indoors, expose yourself to the sun, take water with a lemon, etc., etc. However, the government has been working tirelessly to ensure that South Africans have access to the vaccine. They've done this working with other states, they've done this working with the private sector, and they're also pushing for this to happen throughout Africa as well.
Can you at this point say that the government is ready to deal with the third wave? That seems to be the new thing that is coming now.
I think I want to answer you here, but let me first start here. What causes a third wave? It's the citizens, right? It's people doing everything that they're told not to do. Don't go to crowd spaces, people do that. Wear your mask, people don't do that. Keep a distance, people don't do that, right? We spoke about limitation in venues prior to this, people don't do that. So all those areas are the ones which are going to lead to a third wave. Are we ready for a third wave? I think we've got the necessary measures in place for a third wave. We had a second wave, which wasn't as drastic, I'm guessing, as the first wave of COVID-19. So even if a third wave is to happen right now, we've got a lot of hospital beds, we've got a lot of access to healthcare as well. So I do think we are ready, fully ready for a third wave, but we're hoping not to be in a third wave.
That was Mr. Luchulumanco Nanto, the ANC branch secretary for Ward 115.
The ANC branch secretary urges all South Africans to rally behind the government in fighting the virus. That's it for today.